Emmerdale has always been a hotbed of drama, but lately it's been a full-blown inferno. If you've been on the edge of your seat, you're not alone. The latest twist in Nate's murder investigation has left us all gasping, and at the center of it all is Tracy Robinson, who found herself in the unthinkable position of being arrested for a crime she didn't commit. Talk about a nightmare. The unfolding nightmare. Tracy becomes the prime suspect. Just when we thought things couldn't get any wilder, Tracy was slapped with the shocking realization that she's the prime suspect in Nate's murder. Imagine her horror when the police showed up, armed with the smoking gun, Nate's phone, found right there in her home. It's enough to make anyone's stomach drop. Last week, the discovery of Nate's body in the lake sent shockwaves through the village. Tracy, reeling from grief and disbelief, immediately pointed the finger at Cain Dingle, convinced that he was capable of such a heinous act against his own son. Oh, if only she knew the real villain lurking in the shadows. The real puppet master. John Sugden's dark game. Here's the heart-wrenching truth that Tracy, and indeed most of Emmerdale, doesn't yet know. Nate was accidentally murdered by John Sugden. Yes, the seemingly helpful, compassionate John is actually a twisted individual with a hero complex, orchestrating this whole dark charade. He's the one who deliberately planted Nate's phone at Tracy's house, setting her up to take the fall. It's a classic case of wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's absolutely chilling to watch. A sister's plea and a shaky alibi. In tonight's nail-biting, hour-long episode, Tracy was understandably beside herself after the police ransacked her home. She poured her heart out to her sister, Vanessa Woodfield, exclaiming, "I've never had a nightmare as bad as this." And honestly, who could blame her? Vanessa tried her best to comfort Tracy, but it was clear that she was struggling to convincingly back up Tracy's alibi. See, Tracy, in her panic, had concocted a story for the police, claiming she was home with her daughter, Frankie, and had dinner with Vanessa and her son, Johnny, on the day Nate was believed to have been killed. A small white lie born out of fear, but one that would soon unravel. The detective on Nate's case wasn't playing around. They revealed that Nate's phone analysis pointed to him being killed on the very day he was supposed to leave for Shetland. Tracy, utterly terrified and unable to recall her exact whereabouts on that specific day, clung to her fabricated alibi, hoping it would save her. The weight of a lie, Vanessa's dilemma. Later at the cafe, Tracy desperately begged Vanessa to confirm her alibi. "I need you to back me up. I'm about to go to prison for a really long time unless someone helps me," Tracy pleaded, her voice laced with desperation. It was a heartbreaking moment, highlighting just how desperate Tracy was. Vanessa, however, couldn't shake her unease. She confided in Rona Goskirk, torn about what to do. "She's lied a lot recently," Vanessa admitted, recalling Tracy's past transgressions like stealing from Eric Pollard and using Nate's credit card. "I just can't remember that specific night," Vanessa confessed. Yet, despite her doubts, her loyalty to her sister was unwavering. She vowed to do what it takes to protect Tracy, convinced of her innocence. The deceiver's embrace, John's twisted comfort. And then, in a moment that made our skin crawl, John called at Tracy's, offering her a shoulder to cry on. Unaware of his sinister role in her predicament, Tracy tearfully told him, "I'm so glad I've got you." The irony was painful to watch. She was finding solace in the very man who was systematically destroying her life. It's a testament to John's manipulative genius, and it's truly unsettling. The alibi crumbles and chaos erupts. Meanwhile, at the veterinary surgery, Vanessa made a valiant effort to back Tracy's story, telling detectives, "It sounds like us. If that's what she said, I'm sure she's right." Bless her heart for trying. Back at the Woolpack, Tracy was a ticking time bomb. She once again publicly accused Cain of murder, causing a huge scene. John, ever the manipulator, tried to calm her down, but Tracy was beyond reason. Her anger then pivoted sharply to Ruby Milligan. "You are a train wreck," Tracy spat, rejecting Ruby's attempt at support. When Ruby, perhaps unwisely, reminded Tracy that she'd walked out on Nate, cheated on him with Caleb, and was now playing the grieving widow, Tracy saw red. In a moment of pure, unadulterated fury, she slapped Ruby. What followed was an explosive brawl, with a furious Tracy only stopping when Vanessa and Rona walked into the pub, accompanied by the police. The detective delivered the crushing blow. Vanessa's recollection of that fateful day was different from Tracy's. Vanessa tried to salvage the situation, claiming she couldn't remember clearly, but it was too late. In front of the entire pub, the detective arrested Tracy on suspicion of murder. "Look what you've done. A heartbreaking betrayal." In utter shock, Tracy pointed a trembling finger at Kane, then turned to Vanessa, her voice laced with venom, hissing, "Look what you've done." When Vanessa, ever the loyal sister, offered to look after Frankie, Tracy's pain turned to rage. "You stay away from her. You can go to hell," she hurled, her words cutting deep. Tracy was then escorted out by the police, her world crashing down around her. As she was led away, a seemingly remorseful John looked on, his guilty expression a stark contrast to the innocent woman he had just condemned. This storyline is far from over, and we're all on the edge of our seats wondering what will happen next. Will the truth about John Sugden finally come to light? How will Tracy ever forgive Vanessa? And what does this mean for the future of Emmerdale's most embattled families? Stay tuned, because it's going to be a bumpy ride.